always, you are listening to SuppTalk Radio. Thank you so much for downloading us, whether it's iTunes, SoundCloud, Podcast Garden, or YouTube. I know I use the word excited for all my guests pretty much every week. It's almost a broken record, but I really am excited for my upcoming guest. I had the pleasure of meeting her at the Arnold, and so it's kind of twofold. As you folks know, a lot of my shows deal more of supplements and protein and pre-workouts, but today's topic is still related around the health and wellness and fitness industry, but it's also a little bit different, so we're going to get into that in just a minute. And also the fact I am not blessed enough to have females on the show, and it's just the lay of the land, but I'm so excited to have a brilliant, beautiful, athletic female on the show with me to discuss her products, her companies, and as always, help educate you folks on the ways of health and fitness. Anyway, in my long-windedness, allow me to introduce Brenley of Drip Fit. Brenley, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
And we're so happy. We're so happy to have you. It's I know we've been talking for a while, but glad that we're finally doing this.
Oh, definitely. And I'm so excited to be a woman representing the fitness industry and the health industry, and didn't realize that that wasn't common amongst your guests. So thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Yes, and again, a lot of my shows based on, as I mentioned, more the pre-workouts and the protein, and I don't know why it's more female dominated. I would love to see more female, I should say male dominated. I would love to see more females, but let's shelve that. Let's start off right from the top, Brenley. How long has the company been in existence?
So we're actually just celebrating our 2-year birthday, and we just released a new birthday cake scent of our product, which I'll explain very soon here. So I'm so excited because we really are very new. I created the product when I was pregnant with my first child, and it was because I was looking for something to have while I was pregnant that would be safe for me to still help reach my goals. It needed to be all natural. It needs to be something that I felt confident having on my skin while I was pregnant, and also on my skin while I was breastfeeding, and it caught on like wildfire. So it's been around for 3 years, almost 3 years, but it's our official 2-year birthday, just this May.
Well, congratulations first off. I guess happy upcoming birthday. And
Thank you.
Where did the name Drip Fit come from?
I own my own company. I'm actually a certified personal trainer and holistic coach, and I've been doing that for the last 14 years, and my company is called Drench Fit, and Drench stands for Dance, Resistance, Exercise, Nutrition, and Complementary Health.
Oh, nice.
And so when Drip Fit was, yeah, I know, look at that. When Drip Fit was created, I actually had a group of people who were doing trials with different formulas that I had created with a compounding pharmacist, and I got all of them to come up with different names, and just under the whole umbrella of the Drench Fit family, Drip Fit came about, and it was one of my clients that I'll thank her forever because it stuck and people love it, and it definitely, we can use it in different ways, and it makes sense because it is a topical sweat enhancer as well as a health product.
Brenley, I know it's been a few years, but how many names do you think were thrown out before you finalized Drip Fit?
Oh, darn, I could have pulled that up. It's so crazy because I kept all the emails. I had people write in. Oh, yeah, I had people write in their results from the workouts that we had provided them with, the specific formulas we had provided them with, to see which formula we were going to go with for our final one. And then also they made those names. So there was probably 10 or 11 that we thought, oh, that could work. But we knew Drip Fit was it, definitely.
So when you thought of the name, how long did it take you? I mean, was the product already? Did you already have the product established in thinking of a name, or was it the name first and then followed by product?
It was the product first and then the name.
And how long? So how long did that come from X to Y when you actually incorporated, turned it into a business and whatnot?
So it was almost a full year. So I was actually only selling it from my studio, and I was hand making it in a pharmacy with a group of chemists and pharmacists. And I was jarring it myself, stickering it myself, and it was just for my clients. And all of a sudden, people started to post about it on Instagram, and we could not believe how it caught on. People were ordering it we had somebody in Sweden, we have somebody in Dubai, we have people that were reaching out to us like, we want to be a part of this, and it was incredible. So it was a whole year before we actually became incorporated. So that was 2 years ago.
So was this one of the products? Are you one of the fortunate people that did very little financial marketing and it was more word of mouth?
100%. We have not really done much marketing up to this point, which I am so proud of, because we have something called, what we've created, it's called the Drip Fit Sweaty Squad, and truly the best, I know it's awesome, the best people who have given us business, it's from their testimonials, and people have given us testimonials that we never thought would have come to fruition here. It's not just about sweat. It's not just about working out. It's about people using it for MS. That's helped with circulation in their legs and their arms. It's for eczema, psoriasis. People have been using it on acne. And this isn't coming, I'm not making a claim. It's actual people telling us real results that they've had with our product. And it has been so tremendous. I can't even tell you how fulfilling this is, because it started off as a workout intensifier and developed into an entire health product.
So let's talk about that a little bit. So the actual product itself is called Drip Fit, and obviously it's I don't want to say would you claim it more of a cream than an oil or an ointment?
I would call it an almost like an ointment, but it definitely is a cream, and it's antibacterial. So a lot of the creams out there are petroleum based, and we chose not to use petroleum because it can absolutely clog your pores, and what it does is it blocks your skin from actually absorbing moisture from the environment, and so it could cause acne flare-ups. It could be really hard on rosacea and eczema. And so when I created the base of the formula, which is lanolin, so I would definitely say a cream, it had to be antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic. So it had to be good to have on the skin.
So originally the product was created to increase thermogenesis, maybe? Is that the right way to say it?
Definitely, yeah. I wanted it to have a reason why it worked, and it couldn't just create a film on top of our skin that causes a heat reaction in the body. So our formula actually works within the cells, and it increases circulation and vasodilation within the cell, and that's the magnesium, and then also topically with the castor oil. So there's a lot of blood flow to the muscles. Your body recovers faster. It can go for longer. It can go for harder. So in the end, you end up burning more calories.
So this was actually created, as you mentioned, for yourself, more of a need after looking at some of the other products out there. I'm not going to say competitors, because I know you and I kind of agreed that some of the other companies are not really competitors, but it was just more of, I guess, tell me, so what was the actual need, I guess, for coming out with this?
So again, like I said, I'm a personal trainer. I owned my own studio, and I actually trained quite a few people from the labor and delivery ward out in Richmond, BC. And so I had probably 15 nurses, and I had about 4 or 5 obstetricians and gynecologists. And so I was pregnant, and I said to them, here, I know I was using sports supplements before. I want to be able to use something during my pregnancy. They said, no, there's no way. My dad is a master of holistic medicine. He's very cautious of what I've ever used. I don't use, pardon me for saying this, but I don't use Tylenol or Advil, things like that with my body. Okay. And so natural was always a very important thing in our household. And I continuously asked these doctors, what do you think about this product? What do you think about this product? And they kept on saying, no, 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 no. So I said, you know what? Why is there nothing out there that is safe for somebody who's pregnant? The pregnant women are the ones who should be worried or concerned about their body, and it's a huge change. I was a fitness competitor. I was absolutely shredded, and all of a sudden I was going to be gaining a lot of weight. Who knew about stretch marks? And again, the safety of my baby was 100% my number one priority. Sure. However, but I still wanted to feel good about myself in my skin as I changed, if you will. And again, after pregnancy, it's a big transformation, going back to your normal shape. So I wanted to provide that for moms. I wanted to provide that for people who were losing a ton of weight, for people who really did care about what they put on their skin. Our skin is our biggest organ, so it will suck in everything that you put onto it. So it had to be a health product. It had to be something that I could be proud of to use on myself, that I could be sure that it would be safe for my baby. And that's why 100% I can say to people using it on their skin, it was made with love. It was made with care. I checked the certificate of analysis for every single ingredient that comes in. And sometimes you can't say that about big companies. You really don't have that proof of what you're getting is what they say you're getting. And I can promise that what I say that you're getting and putting on your skin, you 100% are in its rawest, most natural form.
So, Brenley, so when you decided to create this, obviously you had your unborn child, and obviously your skin and everything else. Was it originally intended as an exercise supplement to keep the sweating and keep the pounds off a little bit?
It definitely was. Yeah, and it helps with water weight, no doubt. We also have a sweat band. It's a neoprene sweat band. It's an FDA-approved neoprene, and it's to lock the heat in. It helps absorption from our cream. Now, when you're pregnant, you're not going to use that, but in any other aspect of life, you absolutely can, and it amplifies your results. It's definitely the ego part of the product line, because it gives you that illusion that you have that instant tightness. We have something called Waterfall Wednesdays, but it's waterfall every day basically. And you should see on our Instagram, when people open up these bands, there is a ridiculous amount of sweat that comes out of the body. And it is one of those things where every single workout, you challenge yourself to beat that waterfall that you had the last time. And it is so amazing. But I think that the entire part of our cream and our band is, again, to help the body work more efficiently. And when the body is working more efficiently, when the muscles are getting what they need to get when you are working out, 100%, you're going to be able to go for longer. You're going to be able to burn more calories. You're going to be able to recover faster. So yes, definitely helps. It's an aid in weight loss.
So now, is this best applied to more of the I want to be respectful, more of the fattier areas like the abdomen, maybe the hamstrings or the butt area, or is it universal almost all over the body that you can apply it?
Universal, you can apply it everywhere. So I love to put it on my arms because I love seeing the definition in my arms, and usually I wouldn't sweat where my arms are. Where the tricep, again, where you hold water weight. Sure. And I just pour sweat in places that you wouldn't normally pour sweat in. A ton of people use it on their thighs, their inner thighs. We also have thigh bands, and they have the same principle behind the waistband. They just lock the cream in, they hold the heat in that it's producing and helps with absorption. And again, your legs are just dripping wet in places that you would never normally sweat. So yeah, it's definitely very cool.
Brilliant.
Putting it all over the body.
I know you mentioned lanolin, and I think you mentioned a couple of minerals, but what else is in the product, if I may ask?
So we have, like I said, 2 active ingredients that actually create a physiological reaction in the body, and that's why I believe that we are in our own realm. Okay. I don't believe that we do have competitors. We have castor oil. Castor oil is incredible for topical circulation. It's actually been shown to help with lymphatic drainage. And lymphatic drainage is the highest possible detoxification for the body. It helps shuttle toxins to the liver. And so we're not only creating sweat, we're creating detoxification as we sweat, which is incredible. I mean, our liver does the work. We're just helping the liver and helping the body become more efficient. We also have magnesium. Magnesium is so essential for everybody. Most athletes are actually deficient in magnesium, and so this is incredible for them to not only see benefits in a workout, but also for their mood. So magnesium is necessary. It's called the anti-stress mineral, and it's necessary for calmness and for our mood. It's necessary for muscles, to make sure that our muscles don't spasm. So we live in a calcium abundant world, and through our food, through just everything that we do, and we don't get that same magnesium content from our food anymore because, unfortunately, of the soil degradation and different minerals that are no longer in our foods from our environment. And so by supplementing in with the magnesium, again, our muscles can go for a lot longer, a lot harder. It's increasing that circulation. It's increasing that vasodilation. The base of our product, as I said, is lanolin, and as you said, is lanolin. And then we also have shea butter, we have cocoa butter extract, we have jojoba oil. So I don't know if you're familiar with jojoba oil, but that's a mix, and it's incredible for your skin. It's incredible for hydration. We only use, okay, this is interesting because a lot of people see aroma on our jars, and it's a scent. So we actually have different scents. We come out with them just periodically. They're really super fun. Our first one was lemon, and it's naturally scented. So when people say, well, what does that mean? It's actually made from lemons. It's edible.
Okay.
I wouldn't wouldn't tell you to eat our formula because lanolin does not taste good, but everything in our formula, if you get it into your mouth, you're A-okay. If your baby gets it into their mouth, A-okay. Your dog licks it off your arm, which they absolutely 100% always do, it's okay. So yeah, we have a lot of people posting with their dogs licking their sweat, which is, could be kind of gross, but it's kind of funny. But it's safe. So that's the most important thing. So our aroma is 100% all natural. And then, we have sodium bicarbonate, and that's just used as something to okay, I'll say this. Magnesium crystallizes in its natural form. As I told you, we have everything in its rawest form. So with our formula, it does change with the temperature. So it can crystallize. So we use sodium bicarbonate to help break down the crystals. But if somebody does purchase it, and we have an amazing promo code on your website right now, if they do want to test it out, if it does crystallize, that's no problem. It's just like honey. So when honey is in the cold, it crystallizes. When it's in the warm, it melts. So same thing with our formula. If you leave it in the sun, it is going to melt, but don't worry, it's going to go back to its natural form. And if you're in a really, really cold state out there, then it will crystallize. And again, if you need to warm it up with your hands, those crystals will melt.
So when you were formulating this yourself, how many different, versions or formulas did you come out with before you actually hit it right on the head?
There were a lot. We started with 10, and it was very difficult because it was all subjective. We had people doing tests. Again, I had created the meal plan, so everybody was on a very similar meal plan. They were all doing the same workouts. We were testing their heart rate. We were testing so many different aspects, and it was very difficult because they would say, oh, this one made me sweat a little bit more here and then a little bit more there. And then we started testing it half one on one side of the body, half one on the other side of the body. But magnesium works systemically, so magnesium goes to where the body needs it most. It has a checklist. So let's say you have muscle spasms, it's going to go there first. Let's say your magnesium is needed in the heart, it goes there first. So it wasn't working with the one side. So I'd say we started with 10, and then we developed probably 4 or 5 more. And to get our formula right now, it took us the whole year to refine and redevelop. We added things in, we took things out. So I'm going to say at least 20.
So was it kind of create a formulation and then put it on some of your testers and then go to a drench class, or what was that like?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it was amazing because our studio was quite busy, and I did dry line training with a few different sports teams. And so we made them use it because it was females as well as males. And it was crazy. It was so cool to see it come and develop into something so incredible. Our floor, we used to have to take mops and wipe our floors down because there was so much sweat. It was actually, it was like a danger zone. And we actually made towels made. We got towels made from one of my clients because we had to put towels under people while they were working out because it was awesome. And people that are listening right now may think that that's gross, but it is incredible. When you can see what your body can actually do and how hard you actually can push, it is so fulfilling. And like I said, it's just a challenge each time to try to get sweatier and sweatier and sweatier. So yes, we definitely had our clients using it in our facility. It was very cool.
And I know you mentioned earlier some of the other applications, let's say, aside from the thermogenic or weight loss area. You mentioned eczema. What other areas are people using this for outside of, let's say, not the health world, but the fitness world maybe?
Yeah, definitely. So something that really, it was so neat how that developed with the eczema. We have our formula in a jar. So you put your hand into the jar. Now, I had a client named Roz who had very sensitive skin. She had an autoimmune issue. She had a lot going on, and she didn't know if she would have reacted to this formula. So she took it to her doctor. Her doctor said, no problem. It's all natural. Give it a try. Start to, use it on little spots in your body. So she had terrible eczema on her hands. She was scooping out the formula, putting it around her stomach because that's where she wanted to use it. And then all of a sudden, it was about 2 weeks, and she said, I cannot believe it. She'd used so many different steroid creams, but this Drip Fit had helped heal the dry and cracked skin around her knuckles and her fingers. And she said, oh my goodness, this is huge. So we started testing it out on other clients that had eczema and had other skin issues. And there was a tremendous results. Thank goodness people on Instagram. I think Instagram is a wonderful thing because people do share their stories, yes. But how many people it's helped in that respect has been incredible. Psoriasis, acne, one of the things that was very, very important to me developing this, it had to be antibacterial. People are putting it on their body. If I'm clogging their pores and I'm making them have acne, I'm taking away from the whole idea of me trying to increase their confidence.
Yes.
So it had to be something that was safe for the skin, that, and you know what, I hate to say it, I am a busy mom of two. I have two babies. They're under 3 years old. And sometimes I don't shower right after my workout. And I know that might sound gross again to some of your listeners, but that's life. And hopefully you experience that one day too, because it's amazing to be able to spend time with your kids. And I work out and it's on my skin and I can leave it on my skin and it will not cause any pimples. And that to me is freaking awesome. It isn't going to create a reaction on my skin. And then later on I can wash it off. And after, when you go into the shower, you come out and your skin is actually hydrated. There are natural emollients in this formula that help pull subcutaneous water out of the skin, and it helps rehydrate the skin. There are other petroleum-based products that it gives your skin the illusion that it's being moisturized, but it's actually, like I said at the beginning, locking out the moisture coming from the environment. Now, we have coconut oil in our formula that actually blocks from oxidative stress from the environment. So, again, it's healthy for the skin. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. That was very important. People have used it on rosacea, Sean, and people who have said they've never taking pictures of their face. One of the girls posted, I actually posted up on our Instagram, and she said, I'm so sorry because I wish I would have taken a before picture, but I never took pictures of my face because I was so embarrassed. And she said, I cannot believe the results. And she took a picture of her face. She said, I'm absolutely glowing, and I use her testimonial on our Instagram. So things like that have been incredible. We had an Olympian, a 2-time Olympian, yesterday post about an old elbow injury, and she's been using Drip Fit on her old elbow injury, and it's helped with inflammation, so she can actually have more mobility and more range of motion. So those are just a few extra.
It's funny. I was going to ask you about the face, but you just cleared that up, because I know with some people up here in the north. Well, you're in a cold area too. I'm in Massachusetts, which can be very cold, and I know skin is very, very dry, and sometimes that's the worst place you want to test products on. But again, you just validated by saying rosacea and some other things.
And you know what? I can't believe I haven't even tapped into that. I'm surprised with myself, just because the amount of anti-aging benefits that this formula has are incredible, because our 2 active ingredients increase circulation. So think about why our lines underneath our eyes, why do we have black lines? We need to create circulation. We need to create blood flow. So a lot of people are using it underneath their eyes for black lines. A lot of people are using it for bags, again, because those natural emollients are helping pull out that excess water. So it's giving their skin that illusion of tightness. Again, when I formulated it, I was thinking more stretch marks, I was thinking more scars, and people are now using it on their face, on their lines, wrinkles, bags. People are using it for stretch marks. People are using it on scars. I have a C-section scar, and my very first time around, I used it only on half because I thought, there's no way I'm going to see a difference on this. There isn't. And I posted on my Instagram, half of my scar was red and raised, half of my scar was white and flat. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't put it on both sides. But it is huge. So yes, on your face, on your body. Don't put it in your mouth, but if it gets in your mouth, it's okay. It's all natural.
Brenley, have you familiar with the term restless leg syndrome?
Yes.
Okay, because that's
sure
because my mother has that, because she has a deficiency in magnesium, so she every night has to take a magnesium supplement to help her sleep. And I'm wondering if you've ever tried that aspect of someone trying it truly with restless leg syndrome, and obviously externally, or topically, I should say.
Can you imagine that my best friend's 6-year-old daughter suffers from restless leg, and 6 years old? Isn't that awful? And so they were giving her Tylenol, and it was awful. And my friend was sleeping with her still at 6 years old, just because they'd wake up countless times in the middle of the night. And so then she tried Drip Fit on her leg, and now she calls it Auntie Brenny's special potion, because she said it's an absolute magical I'm not going to say cure, but it's definitely a help. And that's the issue with the magnesium. So many people are deficient in magnesium, and the amazing part about using topical transdermal magnesium, and we use magnesium chloride, which is the most bioavailable transdermally, it's hitting you in that local position. So if you're putting it on your leg, it's going to work on your leg. If you're orally taking magnesium, it has to go through your GI system before it goes into the body, and then it's dispersed to where the body needs it.
Yep.
However, again, the topical magnesium works within almost minutes. So please use it on your mom. I'll send you out one, and you have to tell me how it works for her, because we've seen such tremendous results with so many other people with these types of muscle spasms and restless leg.
So, Brenley, going full circle back to the fitness world again. As you mentioned earlier, other products out there that I'm doing hand quotes here, or that basically increase thermogenesis. Some of those have those burning agents per se, cayenne, and I'm sure there's other things. So with your product, there really isn't a way for them to, because people that use those other products, they say, oh, I feel the tingling, I feel the burning, I know it's working. But for your product, they're not going to get that. So I guess the proof is in the pudding of more just the sweat, correct? I mean, is there something else they can say, oh, I know this is working?
Yeah, so again, the vasodilation, it was so incredible when we were at the Arnold. We had so many bodybuilders coming up to our booth, and we said, you know what, just try it on your arms, do 10 push-ups and see what happens. So we had a lot of this on video, but the amount of vascularity and the prominence of their veins. So if you are a bodybuilder or you're going in and you're doing weights, it's not just a sweat intensifier. It's actually bringing the nutrients to your muscles that your muscle require in order to contract and relax properly. So you're going to see a pump. Definitely you're going to see a pump. And then also the sweat. Again, the proof is in the pudding. You're going to feel like your body can go for longer. You can use it post-workout for recovery because, again, it does have anti-inflammatory benefits as well. So I'd be surprised if somebody used it and within the first 20 minutes of their workout didn't say, wow, I can definitely feel the difference. And we chose not to use capsaicin and different types of ingredients that do tingle/burn because we had heard from so many different people how they couldn't take a shower after they used a product, or they used it before bed and then they just had to convince themselves just to go to sleep because they were in so much pain because it was tingling so much. And again, that isn't safe for pregnancy. So in the very beginning, that wasn't even a question, but people have asked us recently if we would ever add that in, and that's not something that we would. However, I understand why people would use it.
And Brenley, I have to be honest because, again, I don't sugarcoat. You're my guest, but I don't sugarcoat anything. So when I first was introduced to you, one of the young ladies, one of your models or ambassadors, or whatever the term is, had put some of the product on my forearm. And it actually went in very nicely like a cream. I want to say more of a cream than an oil or anything. And yes, my skin did feel a little tighter. So I got a sample from another company that touts very similar things, that has the capsaicin and some other things in it. I tried it, and I didn't feel much. I'm not trying to diminish that. I didn't feel much, but the one thing I have to say is it was like slathering. I did it on my abdomen because I have one of those elastabelts as well, or whatever they're properly called. I felt like I was lathering on just tons of coconut oil, that it was just so like thick and greasy that I had to wash my hands like 6 times because I just felt like I had just a layer of oil on my hands.
And you know what? That's so true. We've heard that a lot from people. And sometimes it leaves a film on your skin. And the super part about Drip Fit is that once you take a shower, it's off your skin, but your skin feels like a baby's bottom. It is fully hydrated. It truly is amazing. And people use it as a moisturizer every single day. So we say if you're going to use it for a workout, use a little bit thicker of a layer. But if you're going to use it as a cream, you can rub it in, and it is not going to leave your skin feeling oily whatsoever.
Now, Brenley, we spoke a lot about all the positives. On the flip note, is there anybody that has any type of ailments or anything that they should not try the product?
Oh, no. Again, I hate to say no because
are you still exploring? Obviously, someone's going to come up eventually to say, look, I couldn't use the product because I have X, but I wasn't sure if there was something that you could say if you have, but then that's fine.
You know what? I do have to say something. Somebody reached out to me on Instagram yesterday who told me that they have burns on their body. 70% of their entire body is burnt. And they said, how do you suggest I use this? And I said, I'm not sure what you're using it for. Did you want to use it for skin enhancement, or did you want to use it for sweating? Because I was thinking more, he shared that he has skin grafts.
Okay.
So this is a person who I said, I've never experienced this before. I really have no idea. I explained to him how I would suggest use it, and I said to him, please follow up with me. That's the thing is with any customers, I reach out to you directly. If you ask a question, I'm the one who's answering it. We have athletes who support all of our customers, and the friendships that we have made with our sweaty squad has been amazing, and it's Canada wide, but it is North America wide. We've made some incredible friends up where you are in America, and so you know what? Up to this point, that's probably the only person who I would think I'm not sure how it would work for him, but I can keep you posted because it just happened yesterday.
And I would also, and obviously you're in a sticky situation. I would also think, how new are his grafts? Is it a couple of years post-grafting where his skin is not normal, but I mean that the grafts are probably absorbed, or that's what I'm looking for, taken to the body properly, or are we talking a month later where they're still fresh, and that might be a gray area?
I think it's something that's a little bit older.
Okay. Now,
and something else actually very interesting that you say that, because we've actually had breast cancer survivors use it on mastectomy scars, and it's been very recent to their surgeries. I used it within 2 weeks after my C-section. So my skin, it was still open. And again, the antibacterial, antiseptic, it needed to be self-cleaning, if you will.
Sure.
So even if you have something, you know, how many times I've been in the car and somebody gets a cut, or we're out on a hike and somebody gets a cut and we put Drip Fit on it because we don't have anything else. We don't have a Band-Aid. We don't have, rubbing alcohol. So we put something healthy and cleansing on it. And so it is okay if it does touch a raw part of your skin.
Interesting. And as of today, you have lemon, you have butterscotch, and then you have polar ice available for, I'm going to say flavors. I know it's not flavor per se sense.
Yeah, so we have lemon was our first one, butterscotch was our second one, and it's actually called Work Your Butterscotch, like butterscotch, and one of our clients named that, so that was really special. And then we have Polar Ice, which is actually our holiday limited edition, but it's been so popular that we continued it on. That one does give your skin a little bit of a tingle because it is in the mint family, wintergreen. And then we also have Pina Colada, which was a summer scent, and again, it was just so popular that we kept it on for a little bit longer, but we probably will keep that as limited time. And then we just came out with birthday cake, so it came out yesterday. I'm so excited. It's for our birthday, and it's only going to be a very limited time. So if anybody's interested in getting birthday cake, get it now. It won't be there in a couple of weeks.
Brenley, as one exercises, does the scent intensify, I should say?
No. It actually diminishes. So none of our scents are overwhelming, and that was really important for us because if you go to the gym, there's often rules against fragrance or anything that's very in your face.
Yes.
And so everything is very subtle. There's nothing that's overwhelming. And as you work out, this is the thing, is one of the test points that we did was how does it mix with people's sweat? So let's say you put Pina Colada on and then you have somebody who normally has body odor. How is that going to translate into a smell throughout their workout? And all of our scents are quite nice because they just kind of fade.
So wait, so how did you go about testing that theory? Did you just go around and kind of whisper, hey, who smells the worst, and try the product on them?
No, we asked them. We said, what do you smell like? Take your clothes off, leave your clothes there, and then smell your clothes. Because sometimes when they're on you, you don't realize what the smell is. But then if you leave and you come back and that smells out of your nose, then you smell it. And we had a lot of guys doing it, and always there were scents that did not mix with people's body odor. So we didn't use those, or we changed the percentages of those. So we're very careful. I'm not saying this is going to cover up somebody's terrible body odor. Don't get me wrong, but they're not overwhelming, so it's not going to make any smell worse.
So, Brenley, do you sell a lot of this? Because I know a lot of it's for, I hear like cardio and sessions. Do a lot of either male or female bodybuilders, fitness competitors use this before going on stage to try to get that less bit of vascularity, or?
So interesting that you ask. So because of the tan, people have always been, I've made people cautious because I don't know what is in the tan. And if you put it on your skin, you never want your tan to fade or your tan to rub. However, to smudge. However, the girl who came up to you and who met you first at the Arnold's, Alice, she tried it. She's a fitness competitor, a mom of 3, fantastic shape. She uses it every competition, and that's exactly why. She gives herself a little bit of a glaze and a little bit of a pump, and she truly believes in it 100%. So, again, I don't know. There's different tan mixtures and formulas, so I wouldn't tell anyone to do it without testing a small part of their body first. Okay. But they definitely use it up to the point of their show. Our greatest demographic are fitness competitors.
I'll tell you what, with Alice, she's probably one of the best. Again, I don't know how you phrase your employees or ambassadors, because we follow each other. And I'd say every day she's got something, and she's just covered in sweat. And I think she did one where she pointed the camera at her feet or on the treadmill, and it was like a little mini pool going on.
Yeah, she was our very first ambassador. She actually started off as a client of mine. She came to me. She's very athletic. She does all different sports, but she couldn't change her body. And I said to her, you know what, we need to do nutrition and we need to do proper workout routine. And so she really trusted me in that respect. And then she started using Drip Fit when we brought it into the studio. She fell absolutely in love. The amount that she was posting, she's been a tremendous part of our growth. You see, she has a big mouth. She tells people about it. The way that she, it's like her own product. And that's what I believe with all of our different ambassadors. It's their product. We have at the airport, there's something called WestJet. I don't know if you've heard of WestJet. It's like Air Canada, so it's an airline. Okay. But their method is that each one of their employees has a stake in the company, that they're all a part of the company. And I always wanted to develop something like that because it's not about me. It's about the community. It's about uplifting other people. And so it was important to me that as ambassadors came on, I wanted them to feel like this was their company as well. And truly, each one of them, they treat it like it's their baby, and this is why we're family, 100%. We support each other. I try to support them as much as possible. But again, Alice was the very first person to ever be an ambassador for our company, and she's a huge reason why we've had such tremendous growth. So Alice Fit Foods, go and check her out on Instagram. She's very inspiring.
And folks, I know we're bringing up the name a lot. If you go through my feed a couple of weeks ago, for those of you that follow me pretty intensely, she's the beautiful Asian lady that is on, I'm going to say the rollerblades, but the bouncing rollerblades that I'm sitting there jumping up and down next to her. I'm the goofball jumping up and down next to her. So scroll through my feeds and you'll see exactly who we're describing. But yes, I mean, you would never guess that she had 3 kids, epitome of shape, but just a cool person anyway.
Definitely, yeah.
So now, have you done any, I don't know if this is the right question, but regarding I call it the belt, but it's not a belt. What did you refer to it as earlier?
I called it a waistband, a sweatband.
Waistband. Have you done any studies from a fact of maybe calories of someone that's using the product and exercising in a fitness class versus using that belt? How much more expenditure there might be with the belt? I don't know if you've done any studies like that.
Very interesting that you asked that, because right now Drip Fit has been taken on by a third-party company in the States that is doing a clinical trial, really? And that is one of the parameters of the test. Yep. So we will keep you posted. The cool part is it has nothing to do with Drip Fit. The company is not running the study. It's like I said, a third party, and they have some really cool things that they're testing out on a wide group of people. So we'll keep you posted with those results.
And folks, that was not a setup. That we did not pre-plan that question.
Not at all.
That just came out of left field, in all honesty.
Absolutely. But I am really excited about that. You're probably the only person that knows about that. Yeah, that's very cool.
Well, because I have a degree in nutrition and exercise physiology, so little things like that really bring out the geek in me.
Oh man, yeah, I like nerding out. That's probably why we connected, right? We're both nerds at heart.
Well, that's it. We're both passionate about health, fitness, bettering people, bettering ourselves. But Brenley, I want to talk. You have one more product in the line, if you don't mind, that I'd love to talk about. Your SuppFit.
Yeah, so SuppFit is 100% all-natural electrolyte powder, and that you do take orally. So please just always remember, Drip Fit is topical, and SuppFit, even though it rhymes, is oral. We are creating tremendous sweat in people, and when you sweat, you are just getting rid of a ton of electrolytes. sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. We need to replenish those electrolytes in order for our body to move and function at an optimal pace. So we need to create homeostasis in the body. So we figured we're creating sweat, we're depleting you of your electrolytes. We have to help you replenish. I always say to people that water is like a carrier. Water is a carrier, and we need water to hydrate. However, more importantly, if you're sweating, you need electrolytes to rehydrate.
Yes.
So are you a type of person who always drinks and you never feel like you're still thirsty? You still can't quench that thirst. It's most likely because you need to supplement with electrolytes. I always say that water is like a car and electrolytes are like the passengers. So the car can go by itself, but it doesn't know where to go. The electrolytes help take it to where it needs to go.
And what exactly is in it? I know you said electrolytes, but there's, I guess you let us know what exactly is in it.
Yeah, so exactly what I just said. It's the fundamental electrolytes that our body needs. Again, the formula that we created was based on athletes. So it is sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. And that's it. And again, we do have unflavored, and unflavored is it's unflavored. There's nothing added to it that we don't need. And when I create this entire line of products, everything has to have a reason for being in it, and I want to make sure that people know that what they're getting is what they're getting, and what they're getting is what their body needs. But at the same time, we did just come out with a pina colada, and it's naturally flavored, so naturally flavored with pineapple and coconut, and then it is colored with natural coloring as well. So it's a very, very subtle color. It's slight yellow, and that's beta-carotene.
And this is calorie-free?
Calorie-free. You got it.
And,
yep.
And how many servings does a typical container have?
So unflavored is 52 servings, and flavored is 43. So it is. It's the same jar as Drip Fit, but the servings are so small, and they are so small because again, there's no fluff in it. So you're getting what your body needs, and you don't need a ton in order to replenish.
So would you recommend, obviously, someone using this after a very intense workout? But would you also recommend something like this on off days, or again, basically when you're really losing a lot of water and fluids?
Absolutely. If you're walking around every single day, you're depleting yourself of essential electrolytes. So muscle cramps, muscle spasms, muscle soreness, headaches, good for people who are just walking around all the time. Good for people, sorry to say this, but hungover. Again, you dehydrate yourself quite a bit when you're drinking alcohol. So a lot of people have told us how it's been a saving grace for them. The night before they go to bed, they wake up, they're feeling super. You do an intense workout, have it right after. You can use it intra-workout as well. If you're feeling like you're just lethargic, you're a little bit, that energy isn't there, it can also give you that cellular energy. So it's not a stimulant. There's nothing stimulant about it, but it does give your cells what they need in order to thrive.
So, Brenley, you're obviously growing very slow and methodical, and I mean that respectively, because so many companies try to come out with 1 million products and drop $1 million into their supplements, and that's where they wind up closing shop in a year. Where would you like to see yourself in maybe a year or two?
So I didn't share this, but I also am certified in hormone analysis. And I work with a diagnostic tech company to test people's hormones, and that was really important for me as a personal trainer to develop myself. It wasn't just about the gym; it was a one-stop shop for health and fitness. So I've done a lot of hormone tests on a lot of my clients, and I've helped them tremendously regain balance in their sex hormones, in their adrenals, their cortisol. It's been incredible to see people change when they actually work from the inside out and figure out what the issue is rather than band-aiding it. So I think a lot of people just take something to cover up the symptoms, and they never really understand what the dis-ease is of the body. And what my prime focus in life is to help people uncover their greatest potential by learning about their body at a cellular level. Now, not only is that important to me, hormones, also mental health. So I know I can't come out with something for mental health, but what we have done, Sean, and I know I haven't even discussed this with you, and I hope I'm not taking this too far off, but we have created a movement. It's a mission. It's self-love. It's body positive. It's mental health awareness. So we are trying to help people rise up. We're trying to help people find their greatest potential. We're trying to help people uncover what's causing them to not move forward or change and breaking free of that. So it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. We're taking we're doing boot camps across Canada right now that's there to uplift community. So where do I see this company going? It's a global movement. It's a huge movement of self-love and empowerment. And that could be for men, that could be for women, that's for children. It's anybody. So I don't only see it developing in products, like I said about hormones and the adrenals and that side of things. I also see it as a movement of just support, community support, self-respect. And I truly believe I have this vision in my head, and it's catching on like wildfire. So I'm so proud of that, and that's where I hope to see it develop to.
So I think that's great. I mean, I'll definitely be watching the trajectory and keeping our fingers crossed, and maybe eventually you'll get over to the States here and something that I can involve myself with as well.
Oh, I would love that, definitely. If you are anybody wants to check out some of our boot camps that we just did, we just had one in Vancouver and Victoria. Victoria is an island, and it was incredible. We had cancer survivors, we had people fighting obesity, we had fitness competitors, we had fitness pros, and to see how people just opened up, and it was amazing. We paired up with the UFC gym, we paired up with Oxygen Yoga, we have there's one coming out. We have everybody voting, so the people in Canada are voting to where they want to see us next, and we will be announcing very soon. So please check us out at Drip Fit to see where we're going next. And we're with Inside Fitness Magazine, which is another Canadian company, so they're getting published, which is so fantastic for people to be able to see it and read it around North America.
Brenley, going back to your mission, do you see a lot of common, what's the word I'm looking for? Is there a lot of common... not ailments, but are you seeing the same commonalities between people, or are they really different?
I think it's really different, but I think at the same time, everybody needs to build up their own confidence, and that, to me, is a commonality amongst all people. People who, look like they have a lot of confidence, or people who showcase themselves a certain way still need support. And so that's something I truly feel that we can all help each other lift up. And I believe we have to spend our time in a positive respect and lifting people higher rather than using our energies and efforts to push people down. And that's really the common part of it, is how can we make this world a better place as we can all be better people and be better to one another, and let's do it all together.
And I wholeheartedly agree. I think sometimes as a society, not individually pointing out people, I think sometimes we're more apt to look for the negative than look for the positive. And I see that more around just the news channels in general. It's very rare that you'll turn on a news station and see something positive. It's always negative, and I think sometimes that's where it stems. And as a society, as you said, we need to start really biting our tongue and not pointing out the negatives, but looking for the positives, whether it's the smallest thing in the world or the biggest thing in the world.
Oh, I absolutely 100% agree. And the problem is when we have that within our society, then we start to refer that to ourselves. Well, what are we doing? And then we break ourselves down in a negative way. So sometimes having somebody else build you up is an easier way than you building yourself up. But it takes practice, it takes consistency, and then you learn to build yourself up as well. Then you can build somebody else up. And then how wonderful will the world be if there is that positivity in our environment? I just think that it would be so neat. And that's why we're trying to get to different communities, is just to build everybody up. And yes, bring back positive.
Yes. Brenley, I have really enjoyed our conversation thus far. Is there anything else, as things slowly wind down here, anything else you might want to tell the listeners about you, the company, anything else?
Just know if you are going to purchase our product, we are so appreciative. We're so thankful. Like I said, we want to reach out to all of our customers. So reach out to us, message us on Instagram. It's me answering them anyways. Add me to Instagram and share your story. We're all about empowerment. We're about bringing entrepreneurs up. We're about showcasing fitness competitors. So we truly are a small company with a huge heart. And even when we grow bigger, which I anticipate is going to happen, we will never forget that. That's the integrity of our company. It's our moral, it's our ethic, it's our belief system, and we can't wait to build our Sweaty Squad, and we want to welcome all of your listeners to our Sweaty Squad, and we really do hope that you guys try it out. I'd love for you to follow our athletes, follow us on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, like I said, because you'll really get an idea of who we are and what kind of people we are, and we really are here for you.
Brenley, do you have shirts made up for Sweaty Squad? Because you've been using that a few times. I think that's a really cool little tag.
Isn't it cute? I think it's pretty cute too. We actually had the coolest bomber jackets made for the Arnold that said Sweaty Squad on the back. And we had so many people requesting them. So we are coming out with a line of clothing to have for people. And another thing that we didn't tap on, if you are going to use our product and you use our band, sometimes people get those waterfalls, but sometimes people also get what we call pee pants. So it looks a little bit like you peed your pants, and it's amazing. It's sweat. We're bringing it back. So we were thinking about doing a couple funny little hashtag shirts as well. So just ones that our little community would understand and laugh about. But, yeah, we definitely are going to get some Sweaty Squad swag.
And Brenley, for people that, I know you're obviously calling us from, or we're talking, and you're in British Columbia. So for people that are ordering the product, does it come from that side of the world? Or I guess how long would it take for somebody to order, let's say on the East Coast here, for shipping time?
So that's a great question. It shouldn't take more than a week, but sometimes it does get held up in customs. Another thing for any of your viewers or your listeners, if you are ordering from our website, just take in consideration that it's Canadian dollars. You will see a charge of $30 for shipping. However, that's really only about $15 for your currency. And so you guys get a better deal than our Canadian customers do on the product. And you can also get it from Amazon.com, which is, I believe, a next day delivery for most people if you have Amazon Prime. And that, again, is in your own currency.
Excellent.
So it should get there pretty speedy. And we track everything. And if anybody, the amount of emails that I get from people like, I ordered yesterday, where's my order? And we will give them tracking information. And that just shows, again, people are just eager to get it into their hands.
And for folks listening, again, the website, being Canadian, it's dripfit.ca, folks, not .com, but .ca. And again, what is your Instagram and any other social media you want to plug, Brenley?
So it's drip_fit. There is a company out in Miami, and they're a Drip Fit studio, which we want them to thrive, and we thought it would be really cool one day if we linked up with them, but that's not us. So drip_fit is our Instagram. Drip Fit Supplements is on Facebook. You can follow me, B Gets Drenched. You know, it's a little bit weird, but you can also just look up Brenley Cunningham or B Gets Drenched. And again, reach out to me, connect with me. I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear your questions. And we are a community, and we're taking on new members.
And folks, as always, we appreciate you downloading and listening to this episode. Again, I had the pleasure. It's very rare. The other thing, too, which I was doubly excited, it's very rare, Brenley, that I get to actually meet my guests. That was one of the things I was looking forward to when I went to the Arnold, is to meet some of my former guests. But I was so excited, so happy that obviously we actually shared some words. We had to spend some time together, and now we're spending time again. So again, it's truly been a pleasure today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful and appreciative that you would even be interested. And yeah, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
Well, Brenley, thank you so much again. Continued success, and we definitely look forward to having you guys on again in the future. SuppTalkRadio.com. Again, you'll see coupons from Drip Fit as well as some of our other former guests, podcasts, reviews, and just what's on my mind for the industry. As always, thank you so much, folks, and have a great rest of the week. Take care.